Okay, first match of the day here. We were kind of thrown right onto the mats at 9 a.m., so I didn't have any time to warm up. But this guy comes out really, really fast, attacking trips. Immediately on a single leg, he goes for a inside trip here, gets me down briefly, but I'm right back to my feet. And then we go to reset in the middle. So really, I'm just trying to feel him out. I'm trying to see what he's going to do at the beginning of this match as I try to get my bearings. And he came out really quick. He's trying to get some grips here on my sleeves, pull me in. I give him a little fake trip there. Ref's a little bit in the way. He immediately shoots on a single, tries to drag me back to the center and go for a wonky little trip there. I have incredible balance, so he can't get me down. I fake a little bit of a shot there as he goes for a trip. And we're still wrestling a little bit here. I think at this point he's realized he's going to have a little bit of a difficult time taking me down. So he's just going to hang on my head a little bit. He's got that over collar tie. And then I try to get that inside bicep on the right side. Try and prepare to shoot on him. At this point I'm setting up my shot. I'm thinking about how I'm going to get in on his legs, how I'm going to get under. And I can feel him. He's already breathing a little bit hard from doing all this wrestling right off the bat. And then I think pretty soon here I'm going to take him down. He's still dragging on me. And then I'm here, I'm setting up my shot. I'm getting ready to pull him in. I've got past his initial defense. Boom. Perfect double leg. Turn the corner. Immediately passes guard. Right into side control. 2 points for me. I don't get any points for the guard pass for some reason, but anyways, we're on top. Try and step over his head. Can't do it. He tries to get his guard back. I maintain side control. I've got a pretty strong side control, so he can't really get out here. I've got the underhook, or I did have it, not anymore. He tries to turn away from me and sit up. Keep him down. I'm just letting him squirm a little bit, letting him burn off a little bit of that nervous energy. And here he manages to get his half guard back. But from here, I'm just going to push the knee down and work to mount. There, I get to 3/4 mount. He's kind of coming in up on this deep half position. Going to try and sweep me here, but I'd step over into north-south. I'm up 5 now. Got an extra 3 points for, I think, getting out of his half guard and getting into mount, I believe that's where they gave me the extra points. Not entirely sure. But here he gives a big bridge. Once again, my base is very strong. I step right over into mount. He gives up his back, and then I take his back. Right off the jump. Pretty fast sequence there to get me, I think, 5 to 6 points. I'm not sure. I think 3 for mount, 4 for back. I think that's how that's scored. But here, I'm a little high on the ride here. He can feel it. He's trying to shake me off. But he's trying to grab my gi and pull me off the top here. But he falls to his side, and then I get a better controlling position here. I switched straight to body triangle, so I can control him a lot easier. He moves over to the side here, which is the right defense. And he's putting pressure on my ankle right here. It wasn't too bad, but after the match, my knee was really sore, so it must have been working. He's trying to scoot out a little bit here. I'm just kind of controlling him at this point. I'm maybe looking for a head and arm choke there. No, I just come up on mount. Tries to buck me off a little bit. He actually bucks off at an angle here and gets my leg. I don't know if that's a reap or not. I don't know. I mean, they weren't DQing him, so here he's trying to try an ankle lock on me, but I just shove his legs to the side. And I'm about to pass again, but I only have like 5 seconds left. Up 13-0. And then the match is over. And I win. The first match of the day, the warm-up match. Okay, match 2. This gentleman that I'm facing right now had just triangled 2 children prior to this. So I knew he had a good triangle. He pulls pretty quick. I kind of just athletically pass his guard there. Just blow through it. So I've got side control right off the bat. The ref is about to reset us. We weren't that far out of bounds, but whatever. We'll go back to the center. Start the match within the first 20 seconds. Having 3 points is pretty great. Pretty great way to start the match. I'm clamping down here in side control. He was a 4-stripe white, so I knew he was pretty good. He's got good frames there to try and get me off, but I'm already isolating his far arm there. I can feel it's going to be a good spot for me, so I step over. I've already got it through. I'm about to rip it out. Boom. Rip the arm. Get the tap. Quick match for me. Pretty happy with that one. Get a nice quick sub going into the finals. One more match and I take another gold medal. Looking forward to that. It was good. A good, clean match. Almost identical to how my first tournament went. Identically playing out the exact same way, so that's pretty cool. Finals match in the gi up next. I didn't really get to see any of this guy's matches, but he comes out a little slower pace, and I was like, all right, maybe this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. Maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe he's got a special plan, and he did. He went for a foot sweep there that actually almost tripped me. Then he tries it again, or just pulls guard, and immediately tries to set up a whole bunch of gi grips and frames on me. Goes immediately for an omoplata on me. I step over, and step over right into mount too. Get past his guard, get straight into mount off that attempt. So it started well for him early, but I immediately capitalize and score a whole bunch of points right off the bat. I'm just clamping down a mount here on him. He's trying to buck me off a little bit. Not bucking super hard. Grabbing my far arm. I'm not sure what he's trying to do with that. I don't know if he's trying to isolate that to buck me off him or something, but either way, I'm trying to cross choke him here from the top. Don't have it too well, but I make him move. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I'm trying to take it back here. I'm trying to get him to expose me his back, but he's not doing that too much, and here he gets his half guard back. And at this point, gives a big bridge, but I explode back over to make sure I stay on top. He gets his guard back here, and then he's tying me up. He's got like both my wrists, or he's got one of my wrists and my collar here, and both feet on my hips, and it's like I can't really move here. So I'm just thinking to myself, all right, I'm just going to sit here and wait, and we'll see what he's going to set up from here, and then I'll capitalize off of that. And yeah, he's not really trying to set up too much here. I think he was just trying to control me, trying to stop me from passing, and then I just shoot under his leg and pass his guard. Yeah, he had a really strong grip on my arm here with his legs. He was squeezing super hard, and I was struggling to get my right arm out of his legs there. He was like, it felt like he was holding on for dear life, which, I mean, I think his coach is screaming at him to stop holding on too because he's down 10, but whatever, I guess. And I'm trying to get my knee into the mix to try and pry this arm out because it's actually stuck in there really deep. And then he's trying to control both my arms here and just stop me from advancing on him. I was trying to grind my elbow in his face a little bit there, get a little nasty on him, but finally he lets go, and of course I'm able to get past his legs here and take the north-south. And here I'm going for the exact same Kimura I hit in the last match. I'm ripping it. He defends a little bit better. He's a little bit stronger. I get it out. He turns over to the side, and then I put my leg over the head and finish it from there, and walk away with the gold medal there. 3 matches, 2 subs.
I think so.
Pretty solid gi run for me there. I was pretty happy with that, but not at all contempt. I still wanted to win the Nogi, because in the last tournament, I did not win the Nogi. So, in this tournament, I was looking for improvement. So, I'm on par with my last performance. Now, I just need to go out and win the Nogi. And the Nogi is up next. Okay, first match of the Nogi here. There I am, looking slick as hell. I didn't see any of this guy's matches, so I was a little wary. I was wondering if he's going to be, like, really good or something. Because he's kind of dripped out, too, not going to lie. He's got a nice little rash guard and spats there, but he shoots immediately a takedown on me. I wrap up his neck. I thought I had this, so I jumped for it. But he was actually kind of slippery, and he slips out of it pretty quick. And for the first time in this tournament, I'm on my back. Spending a little bit of time on my back here, but here I'm fighting for double underhooks. I get around his body, and I explode over and sweep and get on top. And then I immediately try to run past his guard here, as I do with most opponents. I don't like getting caught in close guard. It sucks, so I would prefer not to do it. And here we're in this, what it's turning out to be my favorite passing position, where I've got my back to their head, and I'm totally getting rid of their opportunity to even fight for an underhook here. And I'm fighting my leg out of his half guard, and I get right to mount here. At this point, I felt like I was a lot better than this guy. Just I could tell by the way he was reacting to what I was doing that I was ahead, or at least a lot stronger than him. So here I'm trying to isolate his arms or work for an arm triangle. I really want to hit an arm triangle, because I'm pretty good at that, but I haven't been able to set it up on anybody in competition yet. I hit it a lot in the gym, but I really wanted to get an arm triangle on this guy. But he was doing a pretty good job fighting the hands here. I'm trying to isolate one of his arms in an effort to get something going here, but he's fighting me off pretty good here. And then I step over for the mounted triangle. I managed to get one of his arms a little bit lower than the other, and that allowed me to step over right into this mounted triangle position here. And here he's got his arms together, so he's not quite dead yet, and he's trying to shove his legs over, but that's not going to work on me. And I was having a little bit of difficulty early on separating his hands from each other. I was having a hard time, and then here I go through his arm and I grab his head and I pry his arm off that way. And see, I do it twice in a row there, and that was how I was able to isolate his arm from his other hand. And now he's fully locked in the triangle. Now he's in an even worse spot. And I'm trying to set up an Americana type deal on his inside arm, the arm that's inside the triangle, but he defends that. So and then I'm like, okay, and I'll just try and finish the triangle. So I grab his leg, and then I also grab his arm at the same time, and I hip in, and I get this nice little triangle armbar, mounted triangle armbar there, which was a pretty nice sub for me. And that match was the match that came right after I had done my absolute match, so I was pretty burnt out in this one, and I still had a really nice performance there, I think. So yeah, I'll probably upload that absolute match separately though, because it was really good. Quarterfinals of the Nogi here. This is a rematch. I fought this dude first in the Nogi, or in the gi rather, and I had a conversation with him before this match where I basically told him how I beat him the first time, so he came out a little bit more cautious, because I told him I was just going to wait for him to get tired and then shoot on him myself. So here he comes out a little bit knowing what I want to do, and he's not spending as much energy as he did in the first match. Tries a little duck under there, doesn't work out. But he gets this little Muay Thai clinch here and then jumps guard. He jumped guard really hard, actually. I felt like I slammed him a little bit. I'm not sure what he was going to try and set up off his back because he lost off his back in the first match, but I do a nice little guard passing sequence here where I get past his guard, and then he locks up this no arm reverse triangle or inverted triangle deal where he's got my head trapped, and he had this really tight too. It's not choking me, but it was really tight around my head, and I couldn't get my big ass head out. So I'm trying to attack the lock here. I couldn't really do that. At that point, it was over my mouth and nose, so I couldn't breathe. I lifted him, and then he loosened it for just a second, and that's all I really needed to get out of it. Because I have a training partner that puts me in the gym, and I knew once I got the lock open, I'd be able to get out, and there I slipped my head out, and I'm free. And I settle into side control because I spent a fair bit of energy lifting him up there to try and get out of that position. I slammed him a little bit too. I was worried about getting disqualified, but thankfully, upon further reflection, was not that hard of a slam. So I'm just clamping here, taking a little bit of a breather, and he's trying to push me off, and I think I'm going to try and step over into mount. Yep, there it is. He gets this good post and it almost pushes me off, but I'm able to connect my feet underneath and maintain. And he gives up his back, and I take his back, similar to how I did in the first match. Fishing for an inside wrist control there. He gets one hook out briefly, and then I put it back in. Here, he's trying to control my hand and shake me off the top, which is easier to do in Nogi than it is in the gi. Gives a big bridge. I'm ready for it, and I've got his back here. Trying to trap his arm. I lock up the body triangle, fishing for the choke there. I don't quite have it over his neck, but I was going to try and sink it anyway. It didn't work. Then he lifted his chin up for a second, and I got the arm under his neck. I push away his defensive hand. I sink the choke here. I've got it fully locked in. There's no escape there. And he has to tap out. So yeah, I didn't finish him in our gi match, but I was able to get the finish on him in our Nogi match, which is nice. You love to see it. You really do. But yeah. Good, clean quarterfinal match. All right, here we are in the finals yet again. I saw one of this guy's matches, and he came out really strong. Immediately tries a guillotine, jumps it, falls to his back. And then here I try and step over from my own little guillotine there, swing the triangle on top. It doesn't work at all. And then he's trying to pass my guard here. I sit up and then just kind of power him over to his guard. That was a bit of an awkward little sequence there. The referee is about to reset us right back in the middle. Do my little sad crawl back to the middle. I'm in his guard now. This is not where I want to be. I don't want to be in anybody's closed guard. I don't like being in closed guard. But thankfully, this guy was pretty active off his back. He was all about opening his guard and attacking stuff, which I like. It makes my job, I think, a little bit easier. Presumably I don't get caught anything dumb. But yeah, he's fishing for Kimura on my left arm there. He's trying to set that up from closed guard. He opens his legs to get a better angle on it, but he can't quite connect it. And then I've got my elbow down on his leg, or I did. Here I'm kind of just holding him here. Honestly, I'm not really setting all that much up. I mean, he was being so active, I figured he'd just make a mistake eventually, and he does, I think. He opens his legs up for a second, attacks my arm sort of for a omoplata here, but I go to step over, and then he catches my ankle here, which is really stopping me from fully stepping over into north-south and passing his guard here. So this is kind of what's saving him. Just having a grip on my ankle like that, or my heel. And then he turtles, I spin to his back. Then he rolls, and I take my side control. So in that little scramble, I believe I get some points, or they haven't scored anything yet, but he manages to regain half guard here. I've got a grip on his arm there, stopping him from really setting up any crazy frames. I just shoot his knee down, take mount immediately. He gives me a big explosive bridge, can't shake me. I've got my legs connected underneath, controlling him pretty well. At this point, he's breathing pretty heavy because we've been scrambling around a little bit. And I'm like flattening him out here. He's doing a good job separating my grapevine, or my feet that were connected. And then here I've got my knee kind of into his hip there to stop him from taking anything. I'm fishing for a Nogi Ezekiel, which I always love to go for. I rarely ever get it, but it always makes people worm around on the bottom. And then I felt that he was going to get out, so I do a quick little explode back to side control on the other side. And I'm just controlling him pretty nicely here. He's pushing on my leg, really trying to get out. Can't. My knee slide back over into mount. And then he bridges briefly, and I take his back here. That was a nice little back take from me. That was pretty slick. That might have been my slickest back take of the tournament, to be honest. Maybe even of my life. And I lock up the body triangle. I love the body triangle. Great way to control. Here we're hand fighting a little bit. I'm prying his hands off. And I think I cup his chin here, and I pull his chin up so I could shoot the other arm around and get the RNC, and I finish him from there, which is a nice little setup. And 3 matches, 3 submissions to win Nogi gold as well. So I was very happy with that result. Another dub in the books for me. All in all, great tournament. Had a great time. The main thing I was looking for in this tournament was to improve, and I feel like I did that. I was able to take 2 gold medals instead of 1 from the last tournament. So I had a great time. Great match in the Absolute as well, which I will post separately. But please do watch that. It was quite dope. And does anybody think it's too early to maybe be calling me the greatest white belt of all time? I don't know. What do you think?